Senator Remi Tinubu, the First Lady of Nigeria, has stated that her husband, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should not be blamed for the current economic hardship in Nigeria. Nigerians have been groaning under economic hardship since the removal of fuel subsidy, which pushed the pump price of petrol from 198 naira to 1030 naira per litre. President Tinubu announced an end to subsidy during his inaugural address on May 29, 2023, saying the policy was standing in the way of Nigerians' progress. But while speaking at the palace of Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyemi Ogunwusi, the First Lady said the Tinubu administration is still very young. The wife of the president was in Ife to inaugurate hostels and a 2.7-kilometer road donated to Obafemi Awolowo University (OAU) Ile-Ife by the Oni of Ife and named after her. According to her words, "We are just 18 months into our administration. We are not the cause of the current situation. We are trying to fix it and secure the future. We know that subsidy has been removed, but with God on our side, in the next 2 years, Nigeria will be greater than this. Those who attempted removing subsidy before could not see it through, but with your prayers, in the next 2 years, we will build a nation for the future." The president's wife added that her husband is not greedy, thanking God for making him emerge Nigeria's #1 citizen. "We give glory to God for our status, myself and my husband. We are not greedy, but we thank God for what God has done for us. It is not common for rich people to get to this seat, but I am grateful to God. We cannot disappoint Nigeria, and with the help of God, we are getting to the promised land in no distant time," she said. The First Lady, who disclosed that she graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University 41 years ago, donated 1 billion naira to the university for its development and advancement. While speaking, the Oni of Ife lauded the wife of the president for serving as role model to young ones since her days as First Lady of Lagos State. The traditional ruler of Oni said, "I've been a keen admirer of Senator Oluremi Tinubu as a young man and living in Lagos." In a recent visit to the palace of the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, defended her husband, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, against criticism over Nigeria's ongoing economic difficulties, especially following the removal of the fuel subsidy. The elimination of the subsidy in May 2023 led to a steep rise in fuel prices from 198 naira to 1030 naira per litre, which has caused widespread hardship. The president, during his inaugural speech, had argued that the subsidy was a major impediment to Nigeria's economic progress. Addressing the matter, the First Lady emphasized that the administration is still in its early stages, having been in office for only 8 months. She stated that the Tinubu's government should not be held accountable for the current economic situation, as it is working to rectify existing issues and secure a better future for the country. She expressed optimism, predicting that in 2 years, with the support of Nigerians and divine intervention, the nation would experience significant improvements. Oluremi Tinubu further reiterated that her husband is not driven by greed, underscoring their attitude for their current role. She expressed confidence that with God's help, they will not disappoint Nigerians and will lead the country to a better place. In recognition of her tears to Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife, where she graduated 41 years ago, the First Lady was honored by the Oni of Ife. During her visit, she inaugurated a hostel and a 2.7-kilometer road donated to the university by the Oni, both of which were named after her. She also made a personal donation of 1 billion naira to the university to support its development. The Oni of Ife praised Remi Tinubu's long-standing service, particularly during her time as First Lady of Lagos State. He highlighted her initiatives such as the New Era Initiative and the One Day Governor Program, which provided young secondary school students the opportunity to serve as Lagos State Governor for a day. This, he noted, has been an inspiration for young Nigerians to aspire to leadership roles. Before we critically analyze this news report, let's watch Adeola's reaction on this development.
Guys, do you have your own golden statue? Of course you don't. Sorry, let me not get ahead of myself. Move closer. Lady would like you to know, first of all, in case you think that her husband, the president, has anything at all to do with the ongoing hardship in Nigeria, she has made it clear that her husband is not responsible. I repeat, he is not responsible for the ongoing hardship. The only problem is mommy forgot to tell us who is responsible. At least there has to be somebody that we can hold responsible. No, so, and as the First Lady, we know that she has access to high-level intelligence. So mommy, why are you not telling us who is responsible? You know, this is the 4th time that the price of petrol has increased since your husband became the president. I mean, it used to be 238 naira per liter. Now it is 1,030 naira per liter within 18 months. So, and you don't want us to blame your husband. You know, that is more than 330% increase. Not 10, not 20. More than 330. Even though we know that this recent increase has to do with increase in the price of crude oil worldwide and the war going on in the Middle East, and as well as the subsidy removal, it is still ridiculous that people have to pay so much for oil in an oil producing country. And as the price of petrol goes up, we all know that the price of food goes up, the price of transportation goes up, landlords increase their rent. Meanwhile, salary did not what? Salary did not increase. So for mommy, a whole pastor, you know, woman of God, to now say that her husband Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not responsible. It has gotten to the point that Nigerians are now calling my father T-Pain. T-Pain Alhaji, aka T-Pain. Have you not seen all the comment section is now filled with what? T-Pain Alhaji number with. That is his new name. But in the midst of this hardship, ladies and gentlemen, I have good news for you. We now have a golden statue of the First Lady to behold. Behold, God. I mean, you may be suffering, you may be complaining about the high cost of fuel, the high cost of food, but at least we can now behold Auntie Remi in gold. Thanks to the Oni of Ife, you know, who decided that he believes that that is what is important right now, to honor the First Lady with her very own golden statue. Wait, Koledowo, is the thing actually golden? Is it truly made with gold, or they painted it gold? Because there are two different things. Because what in the name of Nebuchadnezzar is going on? The pictures are everywhere. Okay, let me tell you the gist. So Oni is turning 50 on the 17th of this month. Happy birthday to His Royal Highness. So they've started the countdown to his birthday with all kinds of events. And as part of the celebration, the king constructed a 2.7-kilometer road that leads to the Obafemi Awolowo University and around the campus, complete with solar street lamps. The road is now named after the First Lady. And he also built a big hostel with a pavilion. The pavilion of that hostel is also named after the First Lady. Both of these projects are highly commendable. Kábíyèsí, again, I really appreciate that he did that. What a way to celebrate your birthday. But I guess it's not enough to name them after the first lady. He now decided to add a golden statue of her erected in the middle of that road at OAU. You know, he said that it symbolizes the many paths that she has opened for the youth, for women, and the underprivileged in our society. He said that the First Lady is a beacon of hope and compassion. Wow, I know. By the way, I can hear what some of you are saying. You are saying how? You are doing this. You are doing like this. You are doubting what a whole king said. Kabesi, in case you are watching that, how can you be doubting that my mother is a beacon of hope and compassion? Compassionate way. You think that I cannot see you? You don't know that I'm always watching you as well. As you are watching me, I'm watching you on my plasma TV. How can you be saying how? What do you mean how? I don't even know why some people are not appreciating this woman. If you don't know of anything else, don't you know that she took it upon herself to come up with our national uniform? We didn't have a uniform all these years that we've been existing as a country. I don't even know how we survived. But this woman took it upon herself to come up with a national uniform for you and I. People may not have money to eat, they may not have money to buy food, but at least they can be in uniform. This is supposed to be our Ashoebi as a country. Mommy took it upon herself. That is one thing that you no longer have to worry about. What is the national Ashoebi? Now you have it. You see, her husband gave us a new national anthem. Mommy gave us what? A new uniform. Our very own Ashoebi. But I understand some of you are yet to get your uniform. That is why you are hating. Before you write anything in the comments, go and buy your own Ashoebi so that you can learn Noro. Kelly learn Noro. She is also teaching us how to garden, how to cultivate plants. God, this woman is doing a lot. This woman means a lot to the Oni. I don't know why Nigerians are not feeling her like he is. They are not even impressed with the whole golden statue thing. Have you seen the comments? Let me read this one. This person said, once you set your eyes on this statue, your problems are solved. Mazi, mind yourself now. This is not the kind of, can you give me something positive? This person is Cash, Cash boy. That should be somebody that will be positive. Very absurd. These people are totally disconnected from the citizens. Why now? I said something positive. Okay, there's another one here. Okay, let me read this. This one is from Adeyemi GCFR. Misplaced priority. No wonder some people call him Honey of Ife. Take it down. Take it down. Why are you not afraid? You want them to cancel my show? I have told you not to be taking comments from Twitter. Twitter people are different. They're always ready to fight. They just say it as it is. How many? Father. In case you are watching, no more comments. Let's move on. While commissioning the road and pavilion at OAU, by the way, the First Lady now said that the campus is not as beautiful as it used to be when she was a student there 41 years ago. So she now donated 1 billion naira to OAU for them to work on the landscape and beautify the campus. 1 billion. Amen. Amen. Somebody. What do you guys think?
The remarks by Senator Remi Tinubu, the wife of Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, defending her husband's administration from blame for the current economic hardships in Nigeria, raises important questions about political responsibility and the challenges of governance and the complex realities of managing a country with a history of economic crisis. This statement, made during her visit to the palace of the Oni of Ife, provides insights into the administration narrative and strategy as it grapples with public dissatisfaction over economic issues, particularly following the controversial removal of the fuel subsidy. In analyzing and interpreting this news report, it is crucial to critically examine the underlying factors of Nigeria's economic challenges, assess the plausibility of Remi Tinubu's defense, and contextualize this within the larger framework of governance and public accountability. Nigerians' economic challenges and difficulties are not new. They stem from long-standing structural issues that have plagued the country for decades. Economic mismanagement, corruption, and dependence on oil revenues have left the country vulnerable to global market fluctuations and internal inefficiencies. Over the years, several Nigerian governments have tried and mostly failed to implement reforms that would stabilize the economy, diversify its revenue base, and reduce poverty levels. One of the most controversial aspects of Nigerian economic policy has been the fuel subsidy, which was introduced to lower fuel prices for Nigerian consumers but has become a massive burden on the country's finances. The removal of the fuel subsidy by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in May 2023 significantly increased the cost of living, with the price of petrol skyrocketing from 198 naira to 1030 naira per litre. This drastic increase has had ripple effects across the economy as transportation costs surge, leading to higher prices for goods and services. While the removal of the subsidy was hailed by some as a necessary step to address fiscal imbalances and prevent leakage in public funds, it has also been heavily criticized for exacerbating poverty and inflation in a country where many citizens live on less than $2 per day. Senator Remi Tinubu's assertion that her husband's administration should not be blamed for the current economic situation is a strategic attempt to deflect responsibility for the hardship many Nigerians are experiencing. While it is true that the administration is relatively new and the economic challenges predate Bola Tinubu's presidency, the decision to remove the subsidy is a direct policy choice that has immediate and far-reaching consequences. The administration cannot entirely distance itself from the outcome of this policy, as it was Tinubu's government that decided to implement this measure without clear mitigating strategies to shield vulnerable populations from the shock. One of the key points Remi Tinubu raises is that her husband is not greedy and that they are grateful for their position of leadership. This statement is likely an attempt to build a personal narrative around humanity and services, positioning that Tinubu as a leader who is in office is not for personal gain but to serve the country's interest. However, this narrative may not resonate with a population that is increasingly frustrated by rising living costs and diminishing economic opportunities. The notion that a wealthy leader is automatically a benevolent one does not always hold, especially in Nigeria, where many citizens are deeply skeptical of the political elites, who are often seen as being disconnected from the realities of the average Nigerian. Furthermore, the First Lady's appeal to divine intervention with God on our side and her call for prayers indicate a reliance on religion rhetoric that is common in Nigerian political discourse. While this may resonate with religious citizens, it does not provide a concrete plan or vision for how the administration will address the economic crisis. Her claim that Nigeria will be greater than this in 2 years is an optimistic projection, but it lacks specificity regarding the policies and strategies that will be employed to achieve this goal. The decision to remove the fuel subsidy has been a highly contentious one in Nigerian politics. Previous administrations, including those of Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari, attempted similar reforms but faced fierce opposition from labor unions and civil society groups, leading to protest and in some cases a reversal of the policy. Tinubu's government, therefore, has taken a bold step in going through with the subsidy removal, but the timing and lack of sufficient palliatives for the most affected Nigerians have made it difficult for many to support the move. Critics of the administration argues that while the removal of the subsidy may have been inevitable, the government failed to adequately prepare for the fallout. There were no clear plans for cushioning the effects on the poor, and the sudden increase in fuel prices left many Nigerians struggling to cope. This has led to questions about whether the Tinubu administration fully understand or anticipated the magnitude of the public backlash and the economic repercussions of such a significant policy shift. The government's insistence that the hardship is temporary and that better days are ahead may come across as overly simplistic to many Nigerians who have heard similar promises from previous administrations and governments. The economic challenges in Nigeria are deeply rooted and requires comprehensive reforms, including tackling corruption, improving infrastructure, and diversifying the economy beyond oil. While subsidy removal is part of this process, it cannot be seen as a silver bullet that will resolve all of Nigeria's economic woes. In defending her husband's administration, Remi Tinubu is essentially attempting to redefine political responsibility. She acknowledges the hardship but frames it as a result of past policies and external factors, distancing the current government from blame. However, this approach raises important questions about accountability in governance. Should a government be absolved of responsibility simply because it inherited problems? While it is true that economic problems are often cumulative and complex, the decisions made by current leaders, such as removing a subsidy, must be scrutinized and held accountable for their immediate impact on the people. Political leadership entails both managing inherited issues and navigating the consequences of new policies. The Tinubu administration cannot solely rely on the argument that it is still young in office, as the impact of its policies, especially one as significant as subsidy removal, is already being felt across the nation. Senator Remi Tinubu's defense of her husband's administration highlights the tension between political responsibility and economic realities in Nigeria. While the current government is not solely responsible for the country's economic woes, its decision to remove the fuel subsidy has undeniably worsened the situation for many Nigerians in the short term. The administration's reliance in optimism, religious rhetoric, and personal humility as part of its narrative may not be enough to appease a population grappling with rising living costs and economic uncertainty. What is required are concrete plans and tangible results, which will be ultimate test of the Tinubu's administration's ability to lead Nigeria through this challenging period. This is the end of our news updates. I will see you again in my next video.